Hello, good morning to everyone. This is Mr. O. Welcome to this morning's broadcast. And sorry, yesterday you missed me a little bit, but you had a little of me, and we are here this morning. So let's have this conversation whilst we drive to work. So those of you who had interviews yesterday, congratulations. Those of you who went through, those of you who didn't go through, I believe you will work on it and come back stronger. And for those of us who are going to the embassy, I believe you also have some set of questions that you will be preparing on. So this morning, I'm just going to run through interview questions. Wherever it fits for you, you can use it there. If it fits for your visa interview, beautiful. If it fits for your principal interview, good. Very good. Super midweek is very powerful. Half very soon it will be Friday and we'll be done. That is all you count. You see, now you are beginning to understand the things very well, Ericus. You are beginning to understand it very, very well. It's all about what? Happy ending. Once you are in the midweek, you know very soon it will be a happy ending. Okay? Prince, good morning to you as well. So now let's get into it. If they ask you this question, tell us or tell me about your teaching experience over your professional life. So ever since you became a professional teacher, give us your teaching experience. What has been your experience? I believe you guys will know how to answer those questions. Mm. You must be able to give concrete answers. You must be able to give specifics. You know, your achievements, what you'll be able to do with your student, for your students, and as a professional teacher. So this is how you can break it down easily. All right. Thank you so much, Prince. You also do amazing. And another teacher question they could ask you, which I wrote here, is what has been your experience dealing with IEPs? What has been your experience dealing with IEP? Have you ever done it? Have you written it over your professional life? And I believe I've mentioned IEPs here before. If you are new here, IEP is not rocket science. It's about individualized educational plans. Mm, Individual educational plans. And these plans are given to students with special cases. So you have students who have learning disabilities, they have physical disabilities, they have whatever mm, that could hamper their uh, learning, teaching and learning process. You have to develop an individual learning plan for them. Okay, that has to fit into the traditional classroom or your traditional lesson plans that you deliver every day to your regular students, because these are not your regular students. Some of them may have all kind of things that are dealing with. So you have to craft something for them. Then somebody sent me some questions yesterday and I was going through and it clicked my mind and I said, let me share them with you. Number one, this is what the person, I just want to read directly from their uh, chat. He said, what is the difference between the Ghanaian high school classroom and that of the United States classroom? What is the difference? Is there a difference? And the person answered no. But I am not satisfied with you answering no. If a visa officer is asking you this question, well, it's a split second question, right? So you have to be quick and answer and go away. But you also do not want to shoot yourself in the foot. All right. If a principal asks you what is the difference, you can, because it's a conversational interview you guys are having, so you can still go ahead and explain the differences, because there is a difference. There is a big difference. So you must be able to tell us the difference. All right. One is heavily dependent on technology, one is not. All right. One goes with the traditional ways of teaching in 1975, and one is more modern. Is that okay? Yes. The structure is different. Here, the students come to you, the teacher. Over there, the students are stationed. So there's a difference. So even if you don't remember any difference, you should be able to mention at least one of them, both to a visa officer or a principal. Then another question the person asks is, how did you hear about the program? This is a visa question. So you can tell them how you heard about the program and you can go ahead. Michael, good morning. King Felix, good morning. Jude, I know you are watching. Thank you so much. All right. That is another question that they will ask you. If they ask you in the visa interview, the answers are more short, straight, concise. But if a principal asks you the same question, know how to go about it. All right. How long have you been teaching? This is a straightforward question. If it's a visa question, you don't need to explain yourself. It is 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. I've been teaching for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. That's it. Straightforward. You don't have to sugarcoat or add any other thing. Mm-hmm. If a visa officer asks you, what do you teach? You should be able to tell the person. And if the visa officer wants to be probing a little bit, he or she can go ahead and ask you, what is your favorite topic? After he asks you what you teach, the person can go and ask, what is your favorite topic? What do you love teaching? What has been one challenging topic you've taught that you don't want to teach again? So this person said abstract algebra. What has been one of your challenging topics to teach in math? The person said abstract algebra. But you see, the most amazing thing is abstract algebra, it is more for students that are getting ready for college. It is not a regular or a traditional topic we teach in the normal classroom. All right? It is not a subject or an area of math that is regularly taught in the normal classroom. It is mainly for those who are getting ready. So we have what we call Math for College Readiness, MCR. Most of those people then would do a little bit of abstract algebra. All right. Some schools even do discrete mathematics. That is almost tied to abstract algebra. So the person's response was that this is my challenge. All right. So you can be very straight, because for me, in my visa experience, they asked me, what is your favorite subject or your favorite topic? And I told the guy, calculus. He asked me why, because it became interesting, right? And I said, oh, calculus is like the mother of all branches of mathematics. It's one of the most powerful arms of math, and it prepares you for almost everything outside and within the math and all that. So we give a very simple answer like that, and we went ahead. So depending on who is asking you, depending on who or the situation, then you know how to craft your response. But you should always have a response, be it a visa officer, be it a principal. All right? Emmanuel, good morning. Lon, good morning. Samuel, I see you guys. And another question that they'll ask you, are you married? This question, if it's a visa officer, and mostly it's a visa officer that will ask, are you married? Very dicey question. Depends on your circumstance, depends on how you want to craft your circumstance, depend on what you put in your application. So this is where it comes, and if you didn't do your own application, it becomes, difficult. Recently, Choco was doing a video of a guy who was refused entry into Canada. In fact, he was at a Canadian border airport, and the border control did not allow him in because he gave a contradictory response to a question that he answered whilst he was doing his application. So he answered that he was married. But when he got to Canada, he said he wasn't married. And they gave him opportunities severally to tell the truth. They say, hey, you just tell us the truth, blah, blah, blah. He said, oh, no, he's not married. Then they put it to him that I put it to you that this is what you told us when you were doing your application in Ghana, and this is what you are telling us whilst you are here. So why? And you see, Prince, don't provide answers that they did not ask you. He said, "Are you married?" It's a yes or no question. If it's a visa officer, it's a yes or no question. He didn't ask you whether you have kids or not. All right? I have told you this on this platform already, that let us stop providing answers to questions that have not been asked. They did not solicit for that. Oh, they did not solicit for that response. So you don't have to provide that answer. Is that okay? You don't have to. You have to be very careful. Just respond yes, no, and that's it. All right? Yeah, that's a very basic one. Don't go and provide an answer to a question that has not been asked. It's very dangerous. It could open up yourself to so many worms. All right? You could open up yourself to so many worms. And other questions may come that you will not be very comfortable with. All right? Good. Benedicta, it is going well. Prince. But then he said he was single after 4 times. Oh, okay. Okay. You're talking about the Canada one. Yes. Yes. All right. Good. Then you see, because after asking you whether you are married, then the question will come: do you have children or do you have a kid? That is what you provide the answer with, whether you have one kid, and even that one, he said, "Do you have children?" It is just a yes or no answer. It is a yes or no answer. Do not provide answers that has not been asked, or do not provide answers to questions that have not been asked. Uh, they said, "Are you married?" Yes. No. Do you have children? Yes. No. He did not ask you how many kids do you have. He just said, "Do you have children?" Yes. So just ask, "Oh yes, I have." If you went ahead and say how many, then you can provide that answer. All right? Very simple. Mm. You don't want trouble. Oh. If it's visa officer, you don't want trouble. Please, just make sure you have those facts in your head. And the visa officer also asked this gentleman. He said, "What was your interview with the organization about? What was your interview with the organization about? What was your interview with the organization about?" And he said, "They asked me about my qualification, my teaching experience, classroom management, my eligibility, and all that." So basically, the visa officer want to probe into the type of questions the agencies ask you, whether EPI, faces, or whatever they asked you. All right, they want to probe into it. Good. Then there's another question: how many students do you have in your classroom here in Ghana? So this is a Ghana experience. So how many students do you have? 20, 15, 35. Period. Do not go and provide any further answer. If a principal asks you, how many students do you normally teach? You can provide a range. You can provide over the past years that I've been teaching, I've been teaching students classroom with numbers between this and that, so that the principal wants to know what you can handle and what you cannot handle. You understand? And you see, in our quest, most of the time, in our quest to tell them the truth, in our quest to try to prove a point to them, we go ahead and we say, "Oh, I teach 15 students, I teach 30 students." Now, because here, that is a normal number. That is a regular, normal number in the classroom. Maximum 25. If you have a very large district, school district, that is why you could be handling like maybe 30 students in the class. 30. But if not, most of them 15 to 25 maximum, or 20, depending on the school size. You know, that is exactly what it is. But if you go, yeah, good morning. So that is that. If a principal asks you different, if a visa officer asks you, please make sure you answer rightly and simple. Don't provide answers or responses that you've not been asked. Good. Then they will ask you, a visa officer can ask you, how did you apply for this position? I mean, then you tell them through the processes and whoever or which agency you used. Very simple and straightforward. Don't add anything. And they could ask you, what is the name of the school district you are going to? You should be able to provide. So basically, every information on your DS 2019 document, the DS 2019 document that the agency will send you, almost every information on it, you should be able to know it off head. Just be, it should flow. You shouldn't struggle to remember. All right. From the time they will send you the DS, make sure while you're in the baba, you chew that thing, chew and pour. But let it flow, let the answers flow. You should know that this school district, you should know your school. If you know it, if you don't know the school, tell them, oh, it is just a district that has given you the appointment. So when you arrive here before a school will be assigned to you, straight away know the district name. Harnett County. Know the school district name. It is Cumberland County. Very simple and straightforward. I mean, nothing strange. Don't go answering anything and saying other things. Yeah. Now, there is this funny and very interesting question. It said, teach me something. Yeah. And this is a visa officer. In fact, these questions, most of them were from a visa officer. He said, teach me something. Yep. This is where the professionalism, the smartness comes. Because if you are a professional teacher, a quick lesson should pop from your spirit. You know what I mean? A quick lesson you should be able to pop up a quick lesson. Even if it's fake lesson, you should be able to deliver it right there. Teach me something. You are a science teacher, you're a biology teacher. Teach me something. So you could craft, you should be able to craft something in the immediate. You know? So I tell most teachers, I say, look, always have this short kind of lesson in your mind. The examples, even though they are fake, they may be fake, but it should be real. You should make it real. It should flow from your spirit. That way, you don't struggle to explain yourself. But if you are fake, you go explain. No evidence. And that is where they can easily catch those who are not teachers. Because I know, and I've heard stories of non-teachers who are getting onto this program just because they can provide all the documentation. All right. And some of them are very smart. They were able to go through, but most of the time you'll be caught. In fact, if the agencies do not catch you, the school principals will catch you because the type of question they will ask you, it will bring you out. I mean, you will see your true size. Josh, good morning. Thank you so much, Josh. You're also doing well. So if the visa officer says, teach me something, this is a quick action question. Think, reason. That one, I'm not going to answer it. You have to craft it, depending on the subject you are teaching. If you are teaching math, if you are teaching science, you are teaching English, craft something. If a principal asks you this question, it is a technical question. They are going to mark you and grade you on every level. All right? Yes. They are going to mark you and grade you on every level. They are not saying you should recite all your lesson plans. No. But it should be very concise and straight to the point. It's just like asking you, if I walk to your classroom, what will I see? If I walk to a classroom, what happens in your classroom on a daily basis? All right? That question should be something that you should know of as a teacher. Because if you are not a good teacher, a professional teacher, that is where you struggle to explain that question. If I walk to your classroom, what happens on a daily basis? Or what is your regular schedule in a class, on a daily basis? These questions, they want to know what kind of teacher are you? Whether you are the type that behaves like the fire service. You wait when the fire is on, then you come and quench. Or you are the type that is always proactive. Are you a reactive or a proactive person or teacher? That is what they will want to find out. So depending on where this question is asked, guys, you should know how to give your answer. If it's a principal, different. If it's a visa officer, be quick. All right? These are just random questions. So now, another question is asked. Are you going to teach more hours or less in the United States than you are doing in Ghana? Are you going to teach more hours in the United States than you are going to teach more hours in the United States than you are doing in Ghana? And this question, Adam, this question is a very simple, basic question. Are you going to be teaching more hours or not? Yeah, got it. Are you going to be teaching more hours in the United States than you are teaching in Ghana or in your home country? For me, the answer is what? The answer must be very concise and straight to the point. So you teach 40 hours a day or a week in the United States, you will definitely be teaching 40 hours a week in Ghana as well, or in your home country or wherever you are. All right? So you must be very tactful, depending on who. And I know this is more of a visa officer question because they want to know whether you really even understand the contract that you've signed, whether the conditions of service are not different from what you are used to in Ghana. If you are going to teach 40 hours here, you'll not be teaching 40 hours in Ghana. That is a new thing. I know a lot of teachers, and you see, these people, they know. You think they don't know because Ghanaians work in that embassy. Ghanaians work there. So you may think they don't know, but they know. They know that most of us don't go to school when we are supposed to, so we don't work full 40 hours. So it is a challenge. And I told you of a teacher who came, and it's a challenge because he's not used to working 5 days in a week, every day in school. No, he's used to go to school on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No. Yamutu. Forget. He has dashed that Thursday and Friday to the principal and the headmaster in the school. So he's not used to the pace. And some of them will say, Mr. O, after the day I feel tired. It's like you are exhausted. I say, yes, they will drain you. It is not about your teaching. No. It's not about the talking. No. That person did not even talk for more than 20 minutes in the day. But he or she feels so exhausted because, hey, keep quiet. Let's go, guys. You are on your toes. You are managing your class. You are managing behavior. You are managing so many things. All right? You are responding to emails. You are responding to this. It happens to all of us. So you have to be very, tactful. Ericus, teach me something. What I did was looked around his decks. Okay, this is somebody's experience. Ericus is saying that this is my experience. So he said, what I did was, I looked around his decks and I saw a cylindrical flask. And I told him he can calculate the volume of the liquid in the flask by finding the product of the area of the circular base and the height. Enrico's papa. Enrico's paparazzi. No wonder you got everything back like that. This is a very smart teacher. And you see, if you are a teacher, if you're a professional teacher, the things flow. It comes. Even if you have not prepared anything in your mind, it flows. You can look around your environment and just teach something. A science teacher, that visa officer may probably be drinking coffee that morning. You can use something to teach him or her something about what is right in front of them. IT, you can branch into any area, language. That is a very smart way of answering this question. Teach me something. All right? Teach me something. He just used the environment and boom, it's done. You should be able to calculate the volume of the liquid without actually knowing. I will just calculate the volume of the. All you need to give me is give me an information about the flask, about the jar you are using, about whatever the cup you are using, and I will be able to calculate the volume of drink in that particular cup for you. Yeah, that is a very smart one. So those of you who are not smart, like Mr. Eric, please have a very prepared, concise lesson. Always, all the time. Be quick in your thinking. Create some lesson. Create something. Huh? Oh, somebody. Create something. All right? Be quick. All right, Josh. Thank you. Now, there is another question that he asked me. He said, "Who is sponsoring your trip?" And I said, some of these questions, you should see them on the DS. You should know who is sponsoring your trip if you are there. And they asked, are there differences between the teaching style in the US and Ghana? You know, this question can be asked in so many ways. Either by a principal, either by a visa officer. Are there differences? Are there any differences between the teaching style in Ghana and in the US? This person answered, not really. But I am not satisfied with that. If I'm a visa officer and I know the dynamics in both countries, there is no way you are going to tell me there is no difference. No, there is. So if you are standing before a visa officer, the answer to this question is yes, there is. Are there any differences between the teaching style in the US and in Ghana? Yes, there is. The basic difference is in the US, it is heavily dependent on technology. In Ghana, it is not. We are more into the manual. In the US, this is what they do. The students come to the class while the teacher is stationary. In Ghana, the teacher goes wrong. So there are basic, simple differences you can create and you can talk about. You can even talk about the size of the classroom size. In the US, mostly the students are between these numbers. But in Ghana, we do even more than that number. So you can't tell me there is no design. Not really. Teaching in the US will offer me hands-on experience in pedagogical skills and in the areas of technology, enable me to apply the skills, blah, blah, blah. No, they don't want this. This is just superficial answer. They don't want this kind of answer. They want reality. They want you to tell them the truth. You understand? They want you to tell them the truth. So don't go lying and talking about pedagogy and skills and no, my brother and sisters. It is a very basic one. One is heavily dependent on technology, one is not. Here, the students have Chromebooks to themselves. Here, the students don't even have calculators to themselves. Here, you have to create your own TLMs. In the US, the TLMs are available. You have access to them. There are differences. Yes, there are differences. You know, and as much as you answer that question, it's not like you are trying to paint yourself black hole. You are just letting the person know that yes, there are differences. You accept them and you know them. That is why you are going there for the experience. Don't go and lie you. If a principal asks you this question, different ball game, the same path. Yes, there are differences. And the few you know is what you can tell them. Beyond that, don't say any other thing. That is it. Just be very basic, very straight to the point. All right? Good. And this one, how many years have you been teaching? It's very simple and basic. And let me go back. Okay, so let me take it from there. What are you going to teach? The subject. You mention your subject and be very simple and straight to the point. Math, science, English, biology. Don't even say anything else. And it asks you, what is the importance of teaching mathematics? So this guy is a mathematics teacher. What is the importance of teaching mathematics? Josh, if they ask you this question, what will you say? What did you say? Josh, tell us. What did you say? Either the visa or the principal interview. Hmm? What is the importance of teaching mathematics? And I know this is a visa officer question because they will be very inquisitive like this. You know, the principals, they already know some of this, so they will not, they are more into the classroom management. But the visa officer will ask you, what is the importance of teaching mathematics? And the answer to this question that this gentleman provided says to help students become a problem solver, a critical thinker, and an evaluator. Not bad, but you have to craft your own answer around the topic or the subject you teach. It's very simple. Hmm? It's very simple. You have to craft your own answer depending on what you teach, depending on your subject area, depending on your interest. What is the importance of teaching science? What is the importance of teaching biology? What is the importance of teaching English? What is the importance of teaching French? Bonjour, bonjour, ça va, ça va. What is the importance of teaching languages, Spanish? Whatever you are coming to teach, that is what they will ask you. What is the importance of what you are coming to your subject? You should be able to tell them. And very good. It makes you a problem solver. It makes you a critical thinker. It makes you an evaluator. It makes you smart because math is the embodiment of everything. Math, I mean, is transgender. One subject that transcends all subjects is mathematics. If you go to English, they are doing math. If you go to science, they are doing math. If you go to mention them, every sphere of life, even languages are doing math. Everywhere. Home econs, they are doing math. Food and nutrition, they are doing math. They are all doing math. They measure. They measure the quantity of the things they use. They do. Sorry. They do measure them. We have to measure the quantity of flour, the quantity of sugar before we put it. If you don't know math, geometry, geography, I mean, they all do math. So I'll just say math is the the mother of all transcendental subjects. That's just by the way, please. Craft what will fit your subject area. Then they asked, which tertiary institution have you attended? Definitely, this has to do with the school you went to. Be very specific and just tell them. Don't be superficial. Then he said, can I see your certificate? So you see, if you lied and you don't have the certificate as well, then you have a problem. So those of us who say, oh, we attended this school, yet we are going to the embassy without our certificate. Very dangerous. All right? Very, very dangerous. So please make sure when you are going, carry your document. I did a video once about documentation to take to the embassy and how you should present yourself. If you have not watched that video, please go and watch. It gives you a very good idea. And we are talking about it every day as well. Be very prepared, carry your documents, have a file, and let all of the documents be what? Readily in hand. When they ask for this, you give them. When they ask for this, you have family documents, educational documents separately. Whatever they ask you, you can provide it. Then they ask you, have you traveled outside Ghana? You said no. Simple. Simple. This is a very simple answer. Yes, no. Don't say yes. I went to Maldives. I went to Spain. I went to Malta. I went to no. If it's a yes, say yes. If it's no, say no. Don't mix the two. Don't try to explain yourself. He did not ask you where you went to. He said, have you traveled outside before? Yes or no? Yes. No. Simple. Are you currently a teacher? Yes or no? What are you going to do in the US? This is a very broad question visa officers ask. What are you going to do? They know why you are applying for the visa. You are applying as a student, you are applying as a teacher, as a worker, but they still want to ask you, what are you going to do in Canada? What are you going to do in the US? You should tell them, I'm going to school. I want to school. I'm going to teach. I'm going to teach high school mathematics. And this person said to participate in cultural exchange program as a teacher. Very perfect. To participate in a cultural exchange program as a teacher. That's it. You don't go and say anything more. All right. So they asked this person, Let me see. I say, why were you refused a US visa in the previous application? Meaning, this visa officer probably sometimes they will not even ask you before this. They know your history in the embassy. They know everything, right? So they may ask you, have you ever been refused a US visa? Or have you ever been refused a visa? Yes or no? If it is yes, yes. Then he or she may go ahead and may want to know which embassy. All right. Then if it's US, you can tell them yes, US embassy. You see, be very specific, straightforward, and don't provide any more extra if he or she did not demand for it. Yes, I am very particular about that because some of you open up canker worms that you are not supposed to be opening at certain times. All right? You open up worms that you are not supposed to, and they start digging and digging. Sometimes that visa officer just want to know whether you are truthful about your refusal or not. They are not interested in the details. They just want to know whether you will tell them the truth that, oh, yes, I was refused a US visa. Very simple. So this question was asked probably because you have a refusal in their previous in their system. So they are looking at it. You know, they have a big screen. They have about 4 screens. They are looking at it, typing. They are looking at everything, connecting the dots, looking at your Facebook, looking at your. They've looked at all those things already. But the day you go, they open it up again. They are looking at you. They are asking you the question. So you lie. Boom. They say, "We are sorry." They will smile. You know those visa officers who refuse to, and they'll still be smiling at you. Very wicked ones. So I'm sorry, Mr. Josh. We're sorry. You cannot go at this time. Cloyce. They say, Cloy, we are sorry to tell you you cannot go at this moment. You can apply. Feel free to apply again. Some of them, they'll not even be looking at you. They'll just be typing somewhere and looking at it and just pass your documents to you. Go home. Those ones, you know. But the hard ones, Kai, they'll be smiling at you and looking at your face and passing your document to you. That one, you answer something wrong. Why were you refused a US visa in your previous application? And this person answered, I was refused a visa because of insufficient documentation. Basic, period. But now I have learned my lessons. No, you don't have to add anything. It is, I was refused the visa because of insufficient documentation. Period. Basic. Leave it there. Let it end there. Don't go further. You have learned your lesson, and so what? Who cares? Who cares? He was asking you the why. You've answered the why. Sefini, Agbina, don't go further. It's done. Now, they asked this person again, why didn't you proceed with the previous application? It means the visa officer want to probe something. He said, after I was denied a visa, a friend of mine enlightened me about the benefits of the exchange program, and I realized that the program will offer me a hands-on experience in improving my pedagogical skills. Oh, Master, you are talking too much. You are talking too much. After I was denied a visa, a friend introduced me to this visa exchange program and the benefits, and I decided to apply. Basic, put it there. Don't go further. Try to be concise. Try to be straightforward to the point. Try to be, let it be tight. And as you are talking, you are smiling. All right, you are smiling. I was denied because a friend, and I was saying, after I was denied, a friend introduced me or enlightened me about the benefits of the exchange program, and I decided to apply. Put it there. Don't go talking about pedagogical. Maybe that day you are even under stress that you may be going pakakoka that before you do something, you have made mistake. You say, huh? What are you talking about? They say pakakoka that pedagogical. Oh, no. Don't worry yourself. Pedagogy. Don't worry yourself. Go and be doing long English. No, are you Mr. Vance, Mr. Macaroni? With long English. Professor Hard Life. No. Simple, concise answers. That is, if you've ever been refused, please make sure you prepare a good answer for this particular topic or question. Eunice. Yes, thank you so much, Eunice. Nita, good morning. You need it, Now, another question they asked him, what is your home tie? Very basic question. What is your home tie? And the person answered, I have a wife with 3 children. My work offer a house and a land in my home country. So after the program, I plan to come back to apply what I've learned in my immediate environment and continue to live with my family. I plan to come back and apply what I've learned and also continue to live with my family. Simple. 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 And I said, what is the 2-year rule? And I tell you that most of you should know this 2-year rule. Josh. Yeah, they are going to be making me say, no, don't try to impress anybody there. What is the 2-year rule? The 2-year rule is a policy by the United States that after completing the exchange program, you come back to your home country, all right, and spend 2 years before you are qualified to apply again. That is a 2-year rule. That's a 2-year home return. 2-year home return rule. Simple. Or some of them say the 2-year rule. So you should know it. You should know it because they may ask you. All right? Good. And they may ask you, what will you be doing after the completion of the program? I'll return home to apply the concept I've gained or the experience I've gained. Simple. I plan to return home to my home country to apply all the skills and the experience and the knowledge I've acquired. That's it. Don't add in my immediate environment where I work as a teacher. No. There is no embellishment of the question. I'll return home to apply the skills and the experience I've gained. Boom. Simple. Straightforward. You are done. All right? Good. Then they asked him a question again. Okay, this has to go back to the topic. He said, what subject will you be teaching? And grade level. So some of the visa officers may go ahead and say, what subject will you be teaching and grade level? I'll be teaching high school mathematics from grade 9 to 12. Boom, simple. You are done. So you should know the grade you are coming to teach. You should know the subject. I'll be teaching high school mathematics from grade 9 to 12. Simple. Asa, Agbena. Then they ask you, how much is going to be your salary? Okay, so after that, then they continue with the question. What is your favorite topic? And they said, my favorite topic is geometry because it allows students to have hands-on experience in the figures and easily construct their understanding in a new light. That is still long. For me, what is your favorite topic? Geometry. If the person wants to prove further and goes ahead and say why, then you can answer all these jargons. But if not, what is your favorite topic? Just mention it. Boom, you are done. Or what is your favorite aspect of biology? You mention it. The human anatomy. Boom, you are done. Don't try to embellish it. If it goes further to say why, then you provide a why. Because that means the person wants to have a conversation. Because it was conversational. In my experience, was conversational. So that way, you have the opportunity to now, hey, it's your TEF. Bring the visa officer to your TEF. If you keep giving answers to questions he or she did not ask, you are sending him to his own TEF. He's going to beat you there. You understand? Some of them, as they're asking the question, they've Googled it, so they are reading and they are watching you. Some of them too are trained like that. Some of them too have maybe a background in science or math. All right? So they just want to know. So you have to be very tactful and smart. Bring the person to your TEF. Okay, what is this visa officer wanting to find out? Okay, what is your favorite subject or topic? Geometry. Why? All right, geometry has a wide application. In even Google Maps is based on geometry. If you don't know your angles, your turns, and everything, you will not be able to apply that concept. In game development, you apply geometry because it's all about navigation. You see, you bring the person to your TEF, then now you can comfortably talk. Then it was like, oh, okay, you know your stuff. And sometimes the interview will just end there. Boom, Agbena. No further questions. But if you keep giving out, and you send them to that, okay, let's play. You see what they did to Barcelona yesterday? That one they will do to you. I know people's bets mess up. Then they asked the teacher, what is your most challenging topic? And they say, my challenging topic is abstract algebra. It is difficult to teach, to get teaching resources to teach this topic. So depending on your challenging topic, you answer it. All right. How much is going to be your salary? You should know this information is also on the DS 2019. So you should know that salary information as well, or the contract the school signs with you. You should have that information on it. Mm? Charles, good morning. How is Nairobi this morning? Yeah. The school will be doing exchange program. He said the teacher said the school will be doing the exchange program and will be giving me 48,000 USD a year. You see, how much is your salary? 48,000 USD. Don't add any explanation. How much is going to be your salary? $76,000 per year. How much is going to be your salary? $25,000 per year. Simple. Eh? Simple, please. What is your highest qualification and teaching experience? My time is fast, but I have to move. What is your highest qualification and teaching experience? And the person said, I have a bachelor degree in mathematics education and a master's degree in mathematics education and administration. I have been teaching for the past 14 years. Simple, very concise. These are the kind of response you should be giving. What is your highest qualification? I have a master's degree. You see, they even ask for the highest. He knows that before you can even go and teach in the US, you should have a degree. So that person knows. So what is your highest? Your highest is a degree. Simple. My highest is a master's in educational administration. And I've been teaching for the past 14 years. Simple, straightforward responses. Huh? Okay. Then they asked him, what is the purpose of your travel and why are you going to the US, or why US but not your home country? This one too, the person gave a very concise, straightforward answer, and I love it. He said to participate in the cultural exchange program as a teacher. Boom! Simple. This answer was my best when I read the message the person sent me. I said, what is the purpose of your travel and why are you going to the US, and why US but not your home country? And the answer he gave was to participate in the cultural exchange program as a teacher. Boom. Simple. C'est fini, d'accord. No more embellishment. No more long English. No more pedagogical. Kwaji. No, goji. This thing, please. So, guys, I have dropped enough information and nuggets this morning, and this is what I wanted to do. I use this person's experience to explain one or two, and I believe you have taken one or two things. Share this video. Let us all practice. Those of you who are yet to go to the embassy, those of you who are still waiting for school placement, those of you who are getting ready to interview with schools, those of you who are already in the pool and are waiting for your appointment, please make sure you familiarize yourself with some of these questions, have mental picture of them, revise them, and then prepare yourself. You don't want to go and shoot yourself in the foot. And please be truthful. If you have been refused a visa before, please be very truthful and tell them the truth that you were refused. And if they ask for the reason, give them. Don't lie, because if you lie, it will pop up. They know. They have the records. All right? I'll run away, and I'll definitely be in touch with you again. Let's do this again. Maybe tomorrow, another time. I don't know. As much as we get the response or the request, we'll do it. All right? Have a blessed day and have a wonderful day. Thank you all for engaging. Share this video. Put it in your teacher groups. Put it on your school platforms. Let our professional teachers learn. We want all to be professional as much as we can in our own villages, in our own small way. Please, I am not saying I am better than everyone. No. I've never said that. And I will not say that. I am not a visa consultant. I am not a visa officer. I am just your average Joe who is a teacher in the United States. And I've taught in Ghana for so many years before coming here. And I'm comparing and contrasting the experiences. That is why I say the things I say. I say, look, let us be professional. Let us try our best. The children that are being entrusted to us, let us do our best and maintain the professionalism in all levels. All right? I love you all. Rita, Queno, thank you guys. Aram, Benedita, Emmanuel, God bless you and have a wonderful and a great day. All right? I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.